Welcome to the Hopefulist, a daily talk show hosted by veteran broadcaster Wendy McClure. Join Wendy each day as she shares her life lessons that transformed her from perpetual pessimist to the ultimate hopefulist. The perfect morning show to get you caught up on the day's top stories while sharing insights that will lead to positive transformation and bring out the hopefulist in you. For more inspiration, visit hopefulist.com. And now, here's your host and hopefulist, Wendy McClure.
Good morning. It is Wednesday. It's a happy hump day. We are halfway through the week, just a couple of days to the weekend, and we are feeling fine on this happy hump day. I hope so, at least, right? It's beginning to be that time of year. I actually slept until 5 today. I haven't done that once this whole week, so it was kind of nice to wake up and have it already light out. It's that time of year where it's light so early, which is kind of cool. It won't last long because, of course, the summer equinox is June 21st, and then the days will start getting shorter. But let's enjoy it while it's here. Lots and lots of early sunlight. I love it. And I wanted to get to a couple of things today. There are discussions that there's another Lion King trailer out. Now, I consider a trailer and a commercial two different things. A trailer, I get that they're kind of the same thing, but I think what they're referring to is this new 30-second commercial featuring Beyonce as Nala. So I had seen that, and I went back and watched it again. Can I tell you the chills that I get from watching this? I think I may have to just weather and brave the crowd and go to see this the day it comes out. I am so excited about The Lion King. I was such a fan of the original, and I was in my 20s when that came out, and I was just obsessed with it. I'm not sure what it is about that movie that just resonated with me so much. I just loved it, and I was known for it. In fact, one year I remember apparently my sister was going to get me a pair of Lion King sheets for my bed. Again, I'm in my 20s. And I think my mom talked her out of it. I don't think it was a joke. It may have been, but I said, I could just picture it now. I'm out on a date. Hey, you want to come in for a nightcap? And then, after a little bit of this, a little bit of that, hey, you want to move this in the bedroom? Here, check out my Lion King sheets. Aren't I sexy? So she never did get them for me. Thank goodness, because I more than likely would have used them. I was just obsessed with The Lion King. And I'm clearly not the only one. This new trailer, commercial, what have you, whatever you want to call it, has already had over 2 million views. And I just cannot wait. Comes out in July 17th, maybe? I'm not positive. Don't quote me on that. I do know it comes out in July. So I'm very excited about The Lion King. I'm a little perturbed that Beyonce is playing Nala. I'm not a huge Beyonce fan. I have nothing against Beyonce like I do with the Kardashians. I really just detest the Kardashians. I don't like Beyonce because she just seems so arrogant. She's very talented. I think that she has made a fabulous career for herself, be it with her music or her acting or whatever she has done. She has her clothing line as well. And I really don't disrespect her. I just can't seem to get over one time. She was on Oprah. And remember, she started with Destiny's Child, which was really her group. But I think that the three of them, Destiny's Child, was on Oprah. And she was kind of complaining about missing her prom. Well, I got to miss my prom. And Oprah kind of just shut her down. She's like, okay, your life's better. And it's funny because I've watched Oprah evolve from shutting Beyonce down like that to completely worshiping her. I watched a special that Oprah did on Beyonce not that long ago, and it seemed like she was bowing down to her. Nobody deserves to be bowed down to from Oprah. Oprah is the ultimate. She gets the bowing down to. it just kind of, I don't know, it's always kind of stuck with me. Again, I'm a grudge holder, clearly. This happened when she was in high school. She was talking about her prom. So it was at least 15, 20 years ago. But yeah, I remember this stuff. But I think that she's probably going to do a fantastic job. So very excited about The Lion King. I wanted to talk about a news story that has come out in the last day. White meat, meaning chicken, pork, is as bad for your cholesterol as red meat. What I don't like about these news stories and these studies coming out is, okay, it may be as bad for your cholesterol, which is important for us to know. And they did make sure to specify that it was for cholesterol. But the headline's kind of like as bad for your health as red meat. It's not as bad for your heart. It's not as bad for other things that we know of. That could change. But I feel like a lot of times they put these news stories out and they're like, oh, now you can't have chicken. You can't have red meat. You can't have chicken. You can't have pork. You're going to have to eat plants. And then people are just like, you know what? I give up. I just can't be healthy. There's just nothing I can do to be healthy. Not true. If you were going to worry about your cholesterol, then you're going to maybe sacrifice your heart conditions or your blood conditions or what have you. You have to kind of pick and choose. It just sat with me wrong, the way that they put this story out there. I believe, until it's proven otherwise, chicken and pork still much better for you than red meat. I eat it all. I love me a cheeseburger. Nothing in this world is better to me than a good old fat juicy cheeseburger or a not so fat juicy, not juicy quarter pounder with cheese. Love them. Love my burgers. But I eat chicken all during the week. We have a lot of pork chops that we make. I'm trying to be healthy. And I'm just not going to change what I'm doing, worried about one thing with cholesterol. If you're going to get high cholesterol from eating red meat and or chicken and pork, then we really don't stand a chance unless we want to become planetariums. I know that's not the proper word, but I kind of think that's funny. So, do what you do with the best information that you have. Chicken and pork is still better than eating a hamburger every night or eating meatloaf every night or eating a steak every night. See, when I think red meat, all I think about is ground, meatloaf, burgers, meatballs. There are other red meats, yes, steak, all kinds of other red meats. So, it's okay. Again, moderation. Put it all in moderation. They didn't say anything about fish, so I think that fish may be okay. But we've also always heard that shellfish is bad for your cholesterol too. But then I'd heard it was for the good cholesterol and not the bad cholesterol. So it's very confusing. So take the information that you get, apply it the best way that you can to your life. Like I said, I'm not going to stop eating chicken now because of this study. And I worry that people, well, not that they'll stop eating chicken, but they'll just give up altogether. They'll be like, all right, now I've been eating chicken for the last year, and now that's not good for me. All right, I might as well go back to my old bad eating habits. No, people, no. Keep doing what you're doing. And moderate what you're doing. Go to the doctor. Get your levels checked. Get that blood work done. Oh, needles. Ugh. So I just had to get that out because it's something that's really rubbing me the wrong way. Before we get to today's topic, I wanted to bring up yesterday's topic. My husband came home from work yesterday, and he's like, yeah, I really like the topic today. He said, we called them half shirts, not crop tops. I said, you're absolutely right. I don't know when crop top came into fashion, but he's right. We called them half shirts. I had this little light purple OP half shirt. Remember OP? Ocean Pacific. Isn't that what it stood for? I think so. And it was my favorite half shirt, and that's what we called them. And at one point or another, it transferred over to crop top. So, yeah, we used to call them half shirts, which don't sound as highfalutin as a crop top. I used to work with a girl, Kelly, who, gorgeous, beautiful, fantastic figure. And, of course, she worried about her figure just like everybody else does. And we worked in an office, and I guess we were probably maybe getting something fattening for lunch. And she had an event, not an event, but she was going out and later in the week and on the weekend. And we were trying to talk her into getting this bad whatever it was for lunch. She just kept yelling, crop top, crop top. I've got to fit in my crop top. It was pretty funny. It's probably one of the things I will remember most about Kelly. I don't see Kelly much anymore. She's a big-time graphic designer now in New York City, working in the Iron Building. She's very fancy. Very fancy. So today's topic, as I was sitting outside yesterday catching some rays, I did get a little bit of work done that I was supposed to do. So I allowed myself some time to sit out in the sun. I have spent a lot of time sitting on my butt getting color, and I have nothing on my back. So I have dedicated the last couple of layouts, what have you, to trying to get some color on my back. Boy, I have a lot of catching up to do. I feel like I sit out there and sweat, uncomfortable, doing what I can just to get a little color on my back. It's just not catching up in any way, shape, or form. Joe's like, oh, I see tan lines. I'm like, I see tan lines too. Very light tan lines. I mean, it's a lot of work to sit out there and sweat and be in an uncomfortable lounge chair when you're on your belly. It's work, people. So I may be giving up on my back because it's just too much trouble. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I shouldn't be out there getting color anyway. I know it's bad for you. It's bad for your skin. It's what I like to do. I love to sit in the sun and read my book. Finished a great book yesterday called The Immortalists. We will, if you would like to know more about it, feel free to drop me a note on the Hopefulist page. It was very interesting. Very interesting. So back to today's topic, which I thought of, which is how I got off on this ramble, while I was laying out in my yard catching some rays. I wanted to know, do you have one bathing suit for the entire summer, or do you rotate several? Now, the reason that I ask this, because I typically wear the same bathing suit all summer long. Why, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. Tan lines. I don't want mixed tan lines. Now, when I was younger, I was obsessed with not having any tan lines. I used to wear those bathing suits that were like, would just go around your chest, had no straps whatsoever, because I didn't want any tan lines, because I would wear all these cute little shirts, and, I was skinny back then. I could pull them off. I remember, and I think the last time I worried about it was the year that I got married, because I had a strapless gown, and I had to make sure I didn't have any tan lines. And it was so exhausting to worry about it constantly that summer that I just never really worried about it as much again, which I shouldn't. Now, I do have lots of straps on my bathing suits now, and I don't care about that, because now I'm a tankini queen. I wear the tankini. Now, over the weekend, my cousin had on one of those little dress bathing suits, which I always thought were for, like, older women. Hers was adorable. I mean, absolutely adorable. She even told me she got it at Kohl's. I may go check it out, but the problem with that bathing suit, and maybe it won't be as bad since it's like a one piece, so it's not going to pull like a tankini. I don't know. See, I don't get halter tops because my boobs are so little that I need to tie that bad boy around my neck so tight to keep those girls up that I usually get a neck ache within a couple of hours. So I try to stay away from the halter tops. I try to get over the shoulder straps. And this one I'm talking about had a halter. But, oh my gosh, it was so cute. It had like a little skirt. It had like a little lace around the bottom. And it was like gathered material along the belly. And then it was kind of, had a pretty big V there in the front, showing off some cleavage. And I have moved on to some cleavage-bearing bathing suits this summer as well. In the past, I usually get those ones that go straight across your chest. And that's why I don't want to mix. So this year I got one that goes pretty low, showing off some little more cleavage than I